everyone, Holly and Maya here from Story Imprinting. I'm here with my fabulous co-founder and co-host of today's video, Anne-Marie Hoftailing. Hi, Anne-Marie, how are you?
Hello, I'm well. Thank you.
I can't believe that we're almost to October. Fall is in the air. I've already had my first pumpkin spice latte, don't judge me. And with that, I realized that we're coming up on the end of our first VERDANT cohort. VERDANT is our professional development cohort that we launched in January. We had our inaugural iteration of that program, and we're preparing for the second cohort. So I kind of wanted to just celebrate that with you and talk a little bit about how our experience has been sort of shepherding these, got about 50 people, I think, in this 2021 cohort, and what we're prepping up for 2022. So how has your experience been doing what we've done for the first time?
So what I've really been surprised by and enjoy the most is just seeing the vulnerability of the cohort. It's a really didactic, dynamic group, both in the monthly trainings and then in the private Facebook group where everyone kind of just discusses, asks questions. And I think that what's been both surprising, so for those of you who don't know us well, in terms of coaching, most of our coaching clients, of course, are, professionals, executives, high-level kind of educated people, highly skilled technical people, but that's also who the cohort was. And I think that it was surprising that people would take the time to do this kind of deep work online, and have this kind of trust of both, not just us, but the group itself, and to watch what happens when that occurs. So I think the curriculum is really dynamic and covers a lot of different topics. And what we feel most strongly about is this is all the critical stuff that you need to be excellent as a manager, a leader, an employee, and a human that you are never or rarely taught. You didn't learn it in school. You probably weren't trained about it, but it's super critical to your own professional development. And this sounds like such a sort of high-minded thing to say, but I think that it's true. But I think it's true. It's when you learn these things, it makes your interactions at work less stressful and gives you more peace because there's less suffering and there's more room for joy.
I totally agree with you on that. And I think that, if you're new to Verdant, if you don't know what Verdant is, it's a cohort that meets once a month for 90 minutes, live training. So this is not canned stuff. You get each of us for an hour and a half together going through intensive content. And as Anne-Marie mentioned, the topics range from everything from executive presence to hard conversations with difficult people to, goal setting to mindset, all of these kinds of things. And you really get the opportunity to both have a curriculum-driven focus, but also that didactic experience where in the moment, members of the cohort can ask questions of us, of one another, share experiences. And so, we've done a lot. We have some executive groups that we coach. We do a lot of one-on-one coaching. We do a lot of corporate training, but this is sort of like another layer of the onion, and it's been really fun for me just to see the level of engagement in the cohort. I know that, for me personally, I would say when I worked as a journalist, working in a newsroom is sort of an interesting experience, as you know, Anne-Marie, you're really out there. Like I was really in the office, right? If you're a good reporter, you're out covering your beat. Right. So I didn't really have to, and I was never an editor or a member of management, right? So I just did my thing and filed my stories and loved my coworkers. And it's a very interesting, it's a very atypical work environment, I would say. And this was many years ago too. And then, but when I was practicing law and like working in a firm, I had like no training on how to navigate any of the day-to-day stuff, right? None of it. And I think all the time, like, wow, I wish I could have had access. I wish I would have known that this stuff was even out there, that I should even be pursuing it. Do you know what I mean? And so, and we in the cohort, we've had, you know, folks who are very new in their chosen professions, to folks who are, you know, managing partners of firms or organizations. And so that's been really gratifying as well. So we're prepping for the 2022 launch. Crazy to say, crazy to think that we're at 2022. And, you know, what would you say, like in closing, your hopes are for this second iteration?
I just hope that people, the people who join, have the level of courage to bring their authentic, vulnerable selves. I think the richest experience about this is that people show up and are honest about their struggles. People will say, you know, I think I'm not very good at this. I'm terrible at hard conversations, or I really struggle with my own inner negativity, or whatever it is. And what it does is it's like an invitation, and it cracks everyone open, and everybody feels like, yeah, that's me too. I'm having that experience too. I think that one of the things that I've learned over the many, many years of training and coaching people is that you are not alone in your struggle and your suffering, and unless you choose to be. And the people that we've engaged with, whether it's training or executive groups or Verdant, have decided that they want to be brave enough to be better, and they're willing to do that in community. And so my hope would be that we find the right people who are willing to do that again. So if that's you, then reach out to us, and we'd love to talk.
That's right. And I'll drop the link to Verdant in the description on this video. You can also learn more on our website, which is storyandprinting.com. Thank you so much. If you liked what you saw, drop a like, drop a comment, engage with us. Let us know what else you'd like to see us create videos on. We do these in response to people like you. And until we see you next time, be great to one another. Take care.